Phishing attack. You might have received an email that asks you to urgently change the password for your email account before it expires. Such an email is a sheer example of a phishing attack. So what is a phishing attack? Phishing is a type of cyber attack which is deployed with the intent to obtain users' sensitive and personal information. This includes usernames, passwords, cards and bank account details. In a phishing attack, the attacker camouflages himself as a trustworthy entity and sends out emails with malicious links. Phishing emails dupe the recipient into clicking on a malicious link which then redirects the victim to a phished web page. Once a victim submits his credentials, the attacker captures these details. There is no bound to how these details are misused by cyber attackers. So how does a phishing attack take place? Attackers deceive keen eyes by making indiscernible changes within the email. One of the most common methods to construct a phishing email includes email spoofing. Email spoofing refers to the forgery of the from address to mislead the recipient about the origin of the message. Besides email spoofing, attackers create content based on mass appeal and things that are trending. Cyber attackers use different types of phishing attacks according to their targets. Let's know about the different types of phishing attacks in the next section. Types of phishing attacks. Spear phishing. Such phishing emails are target-specific and send emails that induce victims to reveal personal and confidential information. Whaling. Whaling is a type of phishing attack that targets high-profile individuals. Such emails trick the target into performing specific actions such as revealing sensitive company data or transferring money to them. Clone phishing. Clone phishing is a type of phishing email which is identical to a previously received legitimate email, which is then sent from a spoofed email address that is very similar to the sender address of the legitimate email. Social engineering. Attackers use social engineering to manipulate users into divulging their sensitive and confidential information. Vishing. Vishing or voice phishing is a form of phishing attack that is committed via voice email, VoIP, voice over IP, landline or mobile phones. It is committed to gain access to the victim's personal and financial information. These types of phishing attacks are the most commonly deployed cyber attacks. However, cyber attackers keep on modifying their attack tactics according to the present scenario. Therefore, it becomes difficult to rely solely on one defense mechanism. However, one very effective defensive strategy is being attentive to each email that lands in your inbox. Let's go through some of the crucial aspects of an email that help in determining its nature. 1. Email subject. It is important to ensure that the subject is relevant to you or not. Emails with subjects such as winning a lottery which you never even bought the ticket for are without a doubt phishing emails. 2. Sender address. It is important to confirm whether the sender address of an email is correct or not. Attackers make subtle changes within the sender ID such as replacing uppercase I with a lowercase l or replacing the alphabets of one language with alphabets of another language. Take Greek letter upsilon for example. It is symbolized as Y, which is also an English letter called Y. Attackers replace the English letter Y with Greek letter upsilon. Such indiscernible changes make it extremely difficult to determine the authenticity of the sender ID. 3. Grammatical errors. Phishing emails usually have several grammatical errors within the content. It is advisable to double-check the email to ensure if the content is grammatically correct. 4. Sense of urgency. Emails with an unnecessary high sense of urgency should be treated with suspicion since there is a high probability that such emails are malicious. 5. Hyperlinks. Always hover over the hyperlinks to ensure that the actual redirected URL is the same as the apparent URL. Within the last decade, attackers have shifted their focus from targeting individuals to employees within organizations. The reason behind this shift is the huge financial gains that attackers can reap from organizations. While it is extremely important for users to stay attentive to every incoming email, it is equally important for organizations to employ safety measures to ensure the security of the email domain to filter out the maximum number of phishing emails.